With Halloween coming up, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about something spooky. And what's more spooky than something that is a mystery? Yes, today we're going to be talking about cryptids. In fact, we're going to be talking about the top 5 cryptids that I think are the most freaky. And I'm not talking about your Loch Ness monsters or your Bigfoots, okay? They're boring. I find them boring. We're going to be talking about actual scary cryptids. What is a cryptid? Well, for those that don't know, a cryptid is an animal or creature that existence is unknown. You know, so people don't know whether these things are real or not, but people have cited them. It's kind of like, for example, how people say they see Bigfoot all the time, yet there's no real evidence. The first on my list is the Mongolian deathworm. Under the sands of Asia's Gobi Desert, the Mongolian deathworm waits for its favorite prey, humans, to wander near. Legend has it that this monster looks like an animal's intestine that somehow came to life, and it possesses incredible killing powers. This beast is said to spit deadly venom or stop a victim's heart with a high voltage zap of electricity. So yeah, basically this is a big worm, okay, that eats people and electrocutes them. Kind of fucked up. Not only that, it hides under the sand, so you would never know when you're actually going to get attacked by this animal. Just don't go wandering in the Gobi Desert, that's all I have to say. Next up on my list is Mothman. Mothman in West Virginian folklore is a humanoid creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, 1966, titled Couple See Man-Sized Bird, Creature, Something. At between 6.5 and 7 feet tall, with a wingspan of nearly 10 feet, the shadowy creature was reportedly able to fly great distances at speeds up to 100 miles per hour. All who encountered this menacing creature were terrified by their experience. Now, to encounter this creature in real life would be absolutely terrifying, considering it only comes out at night. Like, could you imagine walking through a field or a forest and seeing just 2 piercing, glowing red eyes, the creature being like 7 foot tall with a wingspan of 10 feet, and it flies at 100 miles per hour? You're fucked, mate. Now, a lot of people seem to think Mothman is a good creature, not evil, but I mean, the glowing red eyes say otherwise. To me personally, I wouldn't want to bump into it. But what I do wonder is whether it works like a normal moth. Like if you touched its wing, would the dust come off and then they wouldn't be able to fly anymore? Because if that's the case, I reckon I could do the Mothman in. Next on the list is the Jersey Devil. In South Jersey and Philadelphia folklore in the United States, the Jersey Devil, also known as the Leeds Devil, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the forests of the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo-like or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery, bat-like wings, horns, small arms with clawed hands, legs and cloven hooves, and a fork or pointed tail. It is also said that it has a strange elongated body and a thick tail. It has been reported to move quickly and is often described as emitting a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. According to popular folklore, the Jersey Devil originated with a Pine Barrens resident named Deborah Leeds, known as Mother Leeds. The legend states that Mother Leeds had 12 children, and after discovering she was pregnant for the 13th time, cursed the child in frustration, declaring that the child would be the devil. In 1735, Mother Leeds was in labour on a stormy night while her friends gathered around her. The 13th child was born normally, however. It transformed into a creature with hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. Growling and screaming, the child beat everyone with its tail before flying up the chimney and heading into the pines. In some versions of the tale, Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch, and the child's father was the devil himself. Some versions of the legend also state that the local clergyman subsequently attempted to exorcise the creature from the Pine Barrens. A lot of people believe that it is the essence of evil. I think the clue is in the name devil, you know? They don't tend to be nice things. It's just not something you'd want to run into personally, because who knows what it might do. You know what I mean? Like, it's the devil. It has a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream, which, to me, kind of sends shivers down my back. It's not something you'd want to hear on a night walk. The next up on the list is dragons. Yes, I know what you guys are probably thinking. Dragons scary. Charlie, have you ever heard of Spyro? Yes, I've heard of Spyro. Okay, love Spyro. But actual dragons, on the other hand, freak me the fuck out. Okay, these big, massive creatures that fly over your head, breathe fire. You know what I mean? And the only way you can kill them in some variations is through the heart, through like a little fucking hole. Fuck that. A dragon is a magical legendary creature that appears in the folklore of multiple cultures worldwide. Beliefs about dragons vary considerably throughout regions, but dragons in Western cultures, since the High Middle Ages, have often been depicted as winged, horned, and capable of breathing fire. Dragons in Eastern cultures are usually depicted as wingless, four-legged, serpentine creatures with above average intelligence. So not only can these guys breathe fire, fly, they're also extremely intelligent, okay? Now, a lot of, like me personally, I didn't even know these were cryptids. I thought they were just mythical creatures, but when I looked it up, they are cryptids. And dragons, to me personally, have always kind of been a fear. I know it seems like a really stupid fear, but there's one picture that always sticks in my mind, and it's actually from Game of Thrones. It's the poster of the dragon coming through the fog over the water, because I've got a fear of open water and just not knowing, okay? Like, if you see that in real life, that would shit you up. I don't know if it's not going to shit you up. Your balls are made of steel, all right? Like, you have no chance if you come up against this thing, okay? You have no chance. Unless they're extremely nice. I know there's some depictions of dragons that, like, make them look like really nice creatures. But me personally, I'm going to stay clear. And the final cryptid on the list is Wendigos. Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit originating from folklore. The concept of the Wendigo has been widely used in literature and other works of art such as social commentary and horror fiction. The Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics, which possesses human beings. It is said to cause its victims a feeling of insatiable hunger, desire to eat other humans, and also to commit murder. In some representations, the Wendigo is described as a giant humanoid with a heart of ice, whose approach is signaled by a foul stench or sudden unseasonable chill. In modern psychiatry, the disorder known as wendigophysiosis is characterized by symptoms such as an intense craving for human flesh and fear of becoming a cannibal. Wendigo psychosis is described as a culture-bound syndrome. In some First Nation communities, symptoms such as insatiable greed and destruction of the environment are also thought to be symptoms of Wendigo psychosis. A Wendigo need not lose the human powers of cognition or speech, and in some depictions may clearly communicate with its prospective victims or even threaten or taunt them. So Wendigo to me is very, very scary. Now, the first time I ever heard about a Wendigo was when I played the game Until Dawn, which a lot of you probably have played. It's pretty much a classic by now, but the creature is more seen like kind of like a vampire mixed with a werewolf, mixed with like a ghoul. It's just fucked. And apparently as well, when they walk, they leave trails of blood just in their footprints. It's just all round just pure evil. And I think, to be honest, it's probably the most evil cryptid I've ever read about. The scariest one, to say the least. Like, it can mimic people's voices, so it's kind of like a siren. It has abilities of all different kind of creatures and monsters all wrapped into one. Plus, it can survive really horrible weather, like snow. And the more and more it feeds, the more it spreads its disease all over, you know, until everybody's a Wendigo or dead. It doesn't stop. So to me, this is the scariest cryptid out of a lot of them. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's pretty much the end. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good Halloween. If you have any other cryptid stories, put them in the comments below. I'd like to read some more about them. They're quite interesting, to be honest. There's a lot more than I thought when I was looking it up. Obviously, they're not all included in this video. This is just the ones that I found the freakiest. But please let me know if you find any freakier. Let me know, put it in the comments, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Halloween. Take it easy, guys. See you later.